Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jeroen and this is my channel New Energy Guidance, a channel where I am sharing wisdom and insights around the famous Dreamspell calendar, the calendar which we refer to when we talk about the Mayan astrology. And the Dreamspell calendar is actually a calendar which describes the energies of the current moment. So, in this episode, we're going to discuss the energies of the current moment per April 9th, 2023, with the wave of the white Worldbrigder. Kin 66, which describes the 66th day within the cycle, a new cosmic cycle of the Dreamspell calendar, and is indeed representative for the wave of the white Worldbrigder. What is it about? What is the white Worldbrigder about? Well, the white Worldbrigder is pretty much about surrender, about death, and about letting go. But before we get there and explain more in depth, I want to take you a few days back and a little bit coming back to how energies have been building up so you understand the concept more of surrender. So whenever you are watching this, you have an idea how to tap into that energy. So the last wave spell was the wave spell of the over the past 13 days, which closed yesterday, the wave spell of the Red Skywalker, which is about exploration, having the courage to explore new pathways. It was an energy that is going both outward and inward. So we're exploring two directions actually, inwardly and outwardly. So out there in the world, exploring new pathways, receiving the guidance to have the courage to be in exploring new pathways. Have you been listening to that? What new pathways have you been exploring? Have there been some new directions opening up? What have you been exploring in the outer world? And the inner world, your body, okay? If we go into a meditative state and going within, what is there to explore? The goal of this wave was ultimately to find more life force energy, to find more passion, to find more, what to go for. Because yesterday we came into the energy of the cosmic serpent, which represents the source of life force, the source of survival mechanisms, of instincts, of body wisdom, of sexual energies, of passion, of the kundalini, life force energy. So this Wavespell over the past 2 weeks was pretty much about exploring self in order to find more of your passion, which is ultimately the embodiment of your true self. So how much more have you been exploring? How much more of your true self have you been able to draw into the body in order to experience more energies? That was the energy of yesterday about. That was the past 2 weeks. And if we have been listening carefully, we have been both finding perhaps new energies that really activate us, that give us, a yes feeling, okay? So that gives us that passion and that energy feeling, yes, we're going there. And both we have perhaps into the inner world and also to the body, we have maybe been confronted with aches and pains and issues within the body. So what is the body been telling you? This is very much important. What is the body being telling you? Because that pretty much also allows you to investigate and to explore where your energies lie and where old energies are blocking your life force energies, okay? So, but now tapping into that surrender energy, if we're looking at for a sexual perspective, and women, when you're watching this, you probably know what I'm talking about, is that when we have been building up over the past week, that more passionate and more life force and more vital energies, you have been possibly also be more drawn to sports or yoga, whatever, physically, vitality. But if you have been building up these energies, okay, you could have come, and this is today, to the point of surrender. And this is when automatically, when sexual energies build up, we're coming into the next phase of an energy, and we automatically come into the point of surrender. Okay, so That is a very important way to understand the energy of surrender. So you build up your sexual or your passionate energies, and at some point you have to know when to let go. Because if you don't, you will burn up. You will get into a burnout. Okay, so this is what's happening most of the time. We put so much of our energies and passion in things, and we don't pay attention when we have to let go, when we have to stop. Because if we don't, we burn up. We get into this burnt out when we don't have the energy to move forward anymore. We have burnt up parts of ourselves, and this brings a very important lesson to and insight into this Wavespell, because this Wavespell is also pretty much about death. Okay, and death can be really physical, like people close to you dying in this Wavespell. Okay, but also parts of self. Okay, when we're ascending and working pretty much on ourselves and going, in this huge process to move and evolve forward, we're going to go faster and faster. And parts of self have put a lot of energy and passion in order for in our own evolvement and in to move forward. But at some point it's like it's never going to stop. It's never going to be good enough. I'm never going to make it. Parts of self do not have the motivation anymore, perhaps, to move forward. They are dying, and we have this deep desire to not, we give up or we collapse, or so these are states of the nervous system that are also connected to the wisdom body and to that serpent energy from yesterday because they collapse and they shut down because they don't feel the motivation anymore. It's never enough. It doesn't stop. So what I have learned from myself is in order to zoom out from that awareness perspective, witnessing perspective, okay? So zoom out like, okay, this is a part of self. And it's hard to tap into that because you want to stay in that negative self. But if you can zoom out and tap in from a higher consciousness and look at that part and say, okay, you gave everything. Thank you for that. You gave everything to come to this point, and I understand that you don't have the motivation and the energy anymore and the drive anymore to move forward. So I let you go. You let that part of yourself die. Understand that when you have these dark and experiences of like, it's not going to work out for me, it's not non-motivational, like we have these layers and these moments popping up. So that is just a part, not the whole of you, a part of self that wants to die, that is ready to die. So we're in our ascension process, we're constantly, parts of self are constantly dying. And this is needed because when we die, new spirit can come into the body, a new part of the true self, and that has the motivation and the energy and the passion to move forward. So sometimes we need to have parts of self dying so another part can come into the body. This is how it works. It's a beautiful system. But when you're in that state, and I've been there in yesterday, it's pretty hard to, take that zooming out moment and because I'm literally in that dying process, and that is not a nice state to be in. Literally, it's dark, it's complex. So I've been there yesterday, taking a sip from my coffee. So this brings us to today, to the energy and the wave spell of the white Worldbrigder, again, which is about surrender. You've seen maybe, sometimes on movies or whatever, I'm doing in these jumping places. We have these jumping centers for children where you can stand up a plateau and then falling completely backwards. That is such a good practice. Can you do that? Just blindfolded, boom, and falling into a cushion, and it will completely safe. Letting go of all control, just die at the moment of falling. And it opens up the heart when you do that. It's so liberating. So in order to surrender, we need to also open up that whole energy field from the crown chakra too. So boom, and letting go so we can open up and we can have that transcendent experience. So we can have this out of body experiences even in this period. Okay? So letting go and surrender is pretty much this Wavespell about. And that brings us directly to the challenge, which is tomorrow, because you cannot surrender if you keep holding on to things. So the invitation is to let go. You see? So how are your hands are literally your challenge this period. Your hands are your challenge this period. How much are you willing to let go? How much are you willing to open up, literally open up your hands? Let go of control. Are you a control freak? How much are you able to let go, to not interfere? Do you know when to surrender? Do you know when to let go of control? Well, this is the time. Now is the time in the upcoming, and definitely tomorrow, on the second day, you're being challenged on your hands to let go of control. You cannot go in surrender if you have your graspy hands, controlling hands, and you cannot let go. So this is just a beautiful period to practice this, to invite yourself to, I'm going to work with learning how to surrender, and I'm going to invite myself to let go. Do not interfere myself in situation and arguments and discussion. Do not interfere. Just this, let up. Because what happens if you let go of control and do not interfere, you open up a portal, a bridge to the spirit world. And then opportunities can come in. So I'm giving you a very important key for this period, is that as soon as you surrender and let go, you're going to attract opportunities. Let me repeat this. When you surrender and when you let go of control, you're going to attract and to create opportunities. When you let go of the outcome and do not interfere, you're going to attract and create opportunities. And that is what this Wavespell is about, attracting opportunities. So how much opportunities do you want to attract and to experience? That is totally up to you. Do you know what to let go? Do you know physically, perhaps stuff into the house, connections, social connections that are no longer serving you anymore? Patterns and toxic systems from the family and from our ancestors. Do you know what to let go? What is no longer serving you anymore? Ask the field, ask spirit in surrender to help you, offer you things that you are invited to let go, that are no longer serving you anymore. I just come out of a meditation with Isis, so I have also asked the Egyptian goddess Isis to come in to work in this energy field. So I'm inviting you to connect with that beautiful image of this Egyptian goddess with the wings and the bow above the head, and invite her to come in, the mother. She is the divine mother, she's the cosmic mother, and also very strongly connected to trust, and for that we need to surrender. So I'm asking Isis to bring a strong energy presence of surrender in this moment whenever you are watching this, and open yourself up to receive that. I've also asked Kali, the goddess Kali, the Hindu goddess Kali, which has been helping me over the past years to help me let go. And I always have to set the intention, like, dear goddess Kali, thank you for helping me out all the time. I give you my permission to cut those cords, energetically, physically, etherically, whatever, cords that are serving me less than 100%. Cut it away. Boom. That takes some courage. I've done it many times, but sometimes we need to let go. Because when you let go, you grow. Let me repeat that. When you let go, you grow. Do you want to grow? Then it's perhaps time for you to let go. Maybe you don't know what is the most appropriate thing for you to let go. So therefore, let Spirit help us. Let Kali help you. Say, Kali, I don't know you, or perhaps you do. I like to use like to make use of your intention and your powers. I give you full permission to cut away those cords that are serving me less than 100%. Because everything, and replace it for something new or something better. Create those, bring also those opportunities and let them go. And do not mistake that if you cut away cords, definitely on a social level, I mean, think about how many people in your life, currently in your social environment, are not serving you anymore. And maybe for a long time already. But perhaps you have been attached to mindsets and belief systems that whatever reason that you need to stay attached to them or connected to them. No, you don't. Boom, move on, grow, let go. So ask Spirit to help you cut those cords energetically. Good connections are connected to the heart. Unhealthy connections are connected to your belly, and you can feel them in your gut, and it doesn't feel good. And they can also connect to your mind, and you can feel all kind of annoying energies in your head because you're battling fights here with those persons up there. Cut away that. Boom. Chuck. Cut away. Do it yourself a favor. Clean up. Let go. Cut away. Okay? So, and don't be afraid. And this is the most important thing. This is where I want to give you is that do not afraid to let go and do not afraid to die of yourself. Okay? So there's this warrior aspect also very much coming in that, you know, and take away all these warriors in the battles and war battles in a couple of 100 years ago. They were not afraid to die. They could die any moment on the battlefield, and then they died as a warrior. So the warrior and the death are very much connected to God. You are not afraid to die. In this case, from yourself, okay? So dying from yourself. Do not afraid to let go. Do not afraid to feel it, okay? There can be some dark moments in this period, but also enlightened or liberating, new, energizing moments if you let go of those old parts. And it's very much also important what we receive through the meditation is that we become aware and that we do not want to carry, you know, because it's Eastern, and this is what Isis beautiful said, that you know, the story of Jesus carrying his cross and then to his own death portal, then the cross is actually the luggage the baggage you are carrying with you all your life, from that's even most likely not even yours. It's ancestral toxic systems, mistakes from our parents, from our ancestors, from our lineage behind us. You are carrying that still in your system, in your being, and probably most often we don't even know how much we are being influenced by that. But you know, what if you can just set the intention like, okay, I'm carrying a bag of bricks. If somebody would give you a bag, just a backpack full of heavy bricks and say, would you carry this for the rest of your life? You would not say yes, do you? You would not bear like tons of weight on your shoulders if somebody asked you that, or your grandmother would say like, hey, I'm going to die now, here's my shit, here's my baggage, here's the shit I have not resolved. Would you carry that for me for the rest of your life and take it with you the rest of your life? A lot of people do. Well, it's time to let that go because it's influencing your lineage, your children, your grandchildren, whatever it is. So I'm inviting you to let yourself be helped and guided by Spirit in this period, because this is a very spiritual wave. Every time you open up and you surrender to that spirit world, you allow Spirit to come in, and that can make you lighter. Okay? So I invite you to become aware of the weight on your shoulders and see how much you are carrying with you in terms of what is in your beingness that is just coming from the lineages, our ancestors. And trust me, those ancestors really want you to be happy, letting them go. So what if we can invite our ancestors to really guide us and help us, like, this is not you, this is coming from me perhaps, or one of your grandmothers or grandfathers like a couple lineages back, and saying like, this is my shit. Like, here, clean up your own shit. I let it go and you clean up your own shit. Okay, so that brings us also to, I made some notes here, because the number 66, kin 66 today, is also pretty much about forgiveness. I learned that the master number 66 is about surrender and about letting go, but also about forgiveness. So who or what is there for you now invited to forgive? Who can you forgive? What are you still angry about? Who are you still angry about? Forgiveness is a very powerful invitation to let go and to open up the heart. It's very connected to the heart. You forgive yourself in the end, okay? So forgiveness. Listen carefully. Who or what is there to forgive? Who are you still angry about? Let it come forward. Let it come forward. It's time to let that go, to forgive yourself, because you're hurting yourself. Okay? So again, we're gonna close this now. We're gonna die. We're gonna let go. We're gonna surrender, and we're gonna forgive in this period. Okay? And we're going to open ourselves up to the spirit world, and we're going to attract opportunities. And the more we do that, the more insight we gain into ourselves. So that is the destination, insight. So in the second half, after 7 days, 6-7 days, we're going to towards the cosmic mirror, which provides us insights in ourselves. And understand again that when you let go, you grow. So it is up to you, really, with free choice, how much you want to grow. Because if you don't grow, somebody else will. It is up to you how much you want to let go and how much shit you are carrying that is probably not even yours. So take this with you, let go, die from yourself, surrender, attract opportunities, and grow. Okay? Can you do that? Work with spirit, invite Isis, invite Anubis, invite whatever ancestors to work with you, to help you, and let go of control. Be aware of your hands. Open up, okay? Your hands are your challenge. Let go of control. I wish you all the best and good luck for the upcoming weeks. And we talk each other the next time. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.